This is another Jan Cox's point. He says, in ordinary consciousness, we see these two forces, but it's really a triple setup. But that third force, we can't see it. But that if we could reside in that third force, which by Hegel would be synthesis, as opposed to thesis and antithesis, which are the two opposites pulling at each other, that tension, the synthesis recognizes and operates out of the wholeness that forced the necessity of the two sides, if that makes sense. And this is an old formula of the two things generating a third, and the third thing being the balance or the resolution of the apparent dichotomy of the two. You know, the Tao begets the two, the three, and the three, the 10,000 things. Not the Tao begat the two, and the two did all the work. That third element is there. And that's the mystery for humans. What is the third element? When everything breaks into a this and a that, what is that third element? And there is a different type of mental approach that reveals that third element. But we can't react, right? Because our reactions are going to put us into one of the first two, this or that. Our emotional reactions will always put us in this or that. Only this other type of mentation will lift us above this or that to see the table and the record player from above. And I think it's actually not just a different tuning, it might be a different energy state also. That something about my identity needs expression when I pick a this or a that. I'm in the thick of it when I pick a this or a that. By identifying that third position and lifting myself out, I'm in an energetically different condition than when I'm tangled into this or that. This is why Lao Tzu says, between ah and how much difference is there really? He's kind of pointing to the unifying element that makes those two one. And that is the bigger picture. And you see that, oh, and are two sides of the same coin, right? So, you know, maybe that caught between this and that, you are in the middle. And if you're in a materialistic universe, the odds are pretty good you're stuck between this and that. That is forced in that perspective of that normal disposition. And my argument is that making that shift out of that disposition to this newer place is just not a normal place for most humans. And so it's going to remain elusive until we really grasp it somehow, you know.